Indonesia has seen another day of anti-government protests. They're being fueled by the death of a 21-year-old motorcycle driver who was killed when a police armored vehicle ran him over at the site of a demonstration in the capital. In central Jakarta, rioters set fire to a 5-story building near police headquarters, while others torched vehicles and attacked government offices. Demonstrators are angry about what they call lavish perks for lawmakers, rising living costs, and the lack of jobs. President Subianto has appealed for calm and promised a full investigation.
Gasping for air from tear gas, paramedics are rushing to get this protester in Jakarta some oxygen. These protests have spiraled out of control. But they started as largely peaceful demonstrations against low wages and lavish perks for lawmakers.
Who pays their electricity bills? Who pays their taxes? We do.
Within moments, it all turned to mayhem. Bloodied faces and injured bodies strewn across the streets of the Indonesian capital. Protesters set buildings on fire as the police responded with tear gas and water cannons. A desperate attempt to calm the unrest. Then came the moment that shocked the nation. An armoured police vehicle, like this one, ploughed into a 21-year-old delivery driver, Afan Kurniawan, killing him. He wasn't even part of the demonstration, just doing his job when he was hit and run over. This is his funeral. Jakartans mourning not just a young man, but a tragedy that has deepened the unrest.
We are very disappointed in all law enforcement agencies, especially the police chief. Please pay attention to this. These drivers are also human. We demand justice for Afan. Those responsible for running him over must be tried fairly and dismissed from their jobs.
Afan's death has ignited national outrage, forcing even the president to break his silence.
I am shocked and disappointed by the officers' excessive actions. I have ordered that last night's incident be thoroughly and transparently investigated and that the officers involved be held accountable.
Anger had been building since President Prabowo took office last year, stoked by lawmakers pocketing allowances, nearly 10 times the average Indonesian minimum wage. Now, 7 officers are in custody, but the driver who killed Afan still remains unknown. In Jakarta, one young man's death has become the symbol of a nation's fury. And that fury is still burning.
Let's go to Jakarta now and talk to our correspondent, Ferdinand Himawan. Ferdinand, how is the situation there this morning?
When I drive through the streets today, this morning, from my home to the studio, I can see that there are some public facilities have been burned down during the protests, such as the bus stops, the toll gates, several police stations, and several police vehicles has been burned down in the streets. And the major toll roads in Jakarta is also still closed, and the people are still cleaning up after the protest. But and Jakarta is not the only place that the protest was happening. It was happening also in other big cities in Indonesia, such as Makassar, Solo, and stuff. But I can say that for now, the situation is getting more conducive, and hopefully it can get more conducive and not escalate even more from now on.
Ferdinand, these protests erupted after a motorcycle taxi driver was killed by a police vehicle, but then there was the wider demonstrations that expressed a kind of public discontent. Tell us more about what the protesters want or what they're protesting against.
Yeah, that's correct. The death of the motorcycle taxi driver was the trigger that made this protest reach its peak. But the initial focus of this protest was because the bad economic situation in the country that was created by the bad economic policy from the government. The government kept increasing the tax, the living cost is increasing, but the people's economic situation is hard. They are facing mass layoff, they are facing low wages, and the unemployment rate is getting higher. And on the other hand, when they are facing that, they heard that the MPs got a fantastic salary and increased house benefit that is 10 times bigger than the minimum wage in Jakarta. That makes the people angry. But what makes the people really angry is the response from one of the MPs that are mocking the protesters, that are protesting against the fantastic salary of the MPs. So what we saw in the past 2 days, that is how the public expressing their frustration towards the government and the elites in this country.
At the same time, after the death of this motorcycle driver, we saw that President Subianto apologized. Did those actions appear to be calming the situation?
Actually, in the statement, President Prabowo Subianto didn't say sorry to the people. They didn't apologize, say sorry to the people. They are just saying condolences to the dead motorcycle taxi driver. But it seems like that the government still not insensitive to the people's condition, and this situation can be de-escalate only if the government really listens and also have the empathy to the people to really give what they want and really just talk to them. That kind of action can really de-escalate the tension in Jakarta and also in Indonesia.
All right, that's DW's Ferdinand Himawan in Jakarta talking about those protests. Ferdinand, thank you.